Hey, Serene fam, welcome back to another chit chat. How is everybody doing today? I hope each and every single one of you guys had a wonderful Valentine's Day with, how the year's going and everything. There's a lot of things going on. So I hope you guys were able to show yourself some love. And if you haven't already, tune into my self love little chit chat where I talked about things you can do to show yourself some love. And to continue that little series right there, today we're going to be talking about hobbies specifically because that is one way that you can show yourself some love throughout your life in general. And I feel like a lot of times when we think about hobbies in general, we tend to think of things that we can do that we can create into a side hustle, right? But we tend to forget with social media in general that our hobbies are supposed to be things that we personally enjoy, that we're not necessarily doing for anybody else. We're supposed to just do something that we enjoy, have fun, helps us relax, or things that just helps us get out of our heads, especially since we're always on the go, 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 especially with work or life in general. So, yeah, I recently read something about hobbies in general, and I wanted to share some tips with you guys about hobbies, right? And just want to refresh your mind a little bit on what hobbies are. It says right here, hobbies are leisure activities categorized by their focus on creativity, physical activity, intellectual stimulation, or social interaction. They provide outlets for stress relief, like I said, skill building, and personal fulfillment. So once again, basically, you do things for yourself, and there are different categories that you're supposed to focus on to help you. So today we're going to be touching on the specific categories of hobbies. And like I said before, you don't have to go into a hobby with the idea that you're going to turn it into a side hustle. You should be doing these things just for yourself. So the first category, I took notes. The first category of hobby includes creative. You don't have to be a creative person for you to hone in into your, creative energy. It says right here, creative hobbies involve artistic expression and creating items. And I feel like each and every single one of us, regardless of what we tell ourselves or what other people tell us, we have a creative side that can be brought out based on things that we personally enjoy, right? There are several different things out here that you can do to help you be creative. And I wrote a few examples right here on my notebook to help me remind you of things you can do as a hobby, right? Within the creative category. It starts with art. There are several different types of arts, as I've discovered over the past couple of years. I recently, for Valentine's Day, actually went to a fluid art painting class. It was literally one of the most wonderful experiences I've ever had. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect to have as much fun as I did. It was mind blowing how you just mix colors together and pour it a specific way, and then it creates this fluidity within the art. It was magnificent. I actually posted a reel on here. You guys can tune into that just to see what it's like. But yeah, it was something that helped me be creative, even though I feel like a lot of times I'm not really that creative, right? And within that, you can do other things like drawing, painting, calligraphy, photography, baking, creating music, writing. And there are so many different things. When you're creating art in general, it doesn't have to be something that is being created for others. It can be just for yourself, something that will help you relax. When you think of a hobby, there are different things that you need to think about. Does this help me detach from the rest of the world? That is one of the specific reasons as to why people should have hobbies, because we're literally going every day, and every single day we're doing something for work or for our families or for our friends and things like that. And we're always on the go, go, go. And sometimes we need to detach from the outside world and just be able to just tune into this moment and enjoy what we're doing. And that's what hobbies help us with, right? And so within the creative aspect, when you're honing into your creativity, you're able to just slow down and detach from the rest of the world because you're doing this one specific thing right now, right here in this moment. And it helps you just get away from work, get away from your thoughts, get away from the everyday negative ideas that you may have about yourself. So I personally really enjoy doing little things within this category. I try my best to just not really focus on the end result, but enjoying the moment. And that is one thing that a lot of people need to do when they're doing their hobbies. Like if you're partaking in something, it shouldn't be just because you're trying to rush through the moment and you're just trying to get it over with. That's not enjoyable. And a lot of us go throughout life doing things like that, doing things and thinking, you know what, I just want to get this over with. And that's not enjoyable. A hobby should be enjoyable. And another thing is that a hobby should be done for relaxation. Like I said, helps you just calm your nerves down, helps you get out of your head about everyday life. It helps you unwind. Personally, I feel like I was doing a lot of these things not knowing that they were hobbies. And you may be in the same situation where you're doing all of these things, but you're not realizing that they're hobbies. Because a lot of us, when we think of hobbies, once again, we're thinking of things that we can do to make money. And that's not the whole point of a hobby. I was already painting, and this year I said to myself that I was going to get into baking more, which I have been doing because I'm so bad at baking. But I have been doing that, not realizing that it's a hobby. And something else that I feel like a lot of people do without realizing it's a hobby is writing or journaling in general. That is something that I've been trying to get into, journaling in general, which is super hard for me. But I find that when I'm not connecting the journaling to a specific idea, then I can just do it. Like I can write about a meditation class that I have, basically a reflection as opposed to journaling with a purpose, if that makes sense. And journaling is something that a lot of people have been getting into, at least within the community that I see. And the benefits are definitely up there because it helps you get out of your head once again. It helps you relax. It helps you just get your thoughts out and give you a sense of control, which is another benefit of having a hobby. Then another category of a hobby is for it to be intellectual. This can vary for a lot of people. I know a lot of people, when they're thinking about intellectual things, they think of learning, which kind of gives them that whole idea of, oh, I don't want to learn things and things like that, because it may remind them of school and they may not have a good experience when it came to school, all those things, right? But one thing that I want you to know is that when it comes to your hobby, you can do these things at your own pace, in your own terms, which is why they're so enjoyable at the end of the day. Personally, I definitely enjoy reading a lot. I mostly read a lot of fiction. I don't personally enjoy self-help books. I don't personally enjoy nonfiction. I really just enjoy fiction for some reason. It helps me get out of my head. It helps me just get creative in the sense that I'm creating a movie in my head based on the things that I'm reading. And I really enjoy the journey of going through this book and going through this experience with an author who wrote these things and may have something completely different that other people are experiencing reading the same exact book. And I find that so enjoyable. I find it so cool for me to sit here and really just look at a few words and be able to create this picture in my head. And within that process, I'm also learning some new things because I'm learning some new words. Whenever I come across some words that I don't know when I'm reading, I definitely pull out my phone, look it up and see what it means, and then go back and read the sentence and really apply the knowledge within that period of me learning. And it's little things like that that you honestly wouldn't think about. Like you're reading a book and you're learning new words, but you're not really thinking about that in the moment when you're doing it, because it's just like, oh, I'm just reading. It's what I'm learning, what? But that's the reality of it. The reality of it is that you're doing a hobby, but you're also learning in the process. And that's the whole point of doing something that's intellectual. You're doing it and enjoying it, but you're also gaining some knowledge along the way. But something else that can help you within this category is traveling, where you're able to go out and see how other people are living their lives. You're able to learn about different cultures within traveling. You're able to learn about different ways of living. Our experiences here in the United States are very different from what I experienced back when I was growing up in Haiti. So being able to compare those things really early on in life was like mind blowing to me. But that is definitely something that I really enjoy about traveling in general. Even from state to state, you're able to see how people would just do things differently. People speak differently. Certain terms may mean completely different things when you go across states. And it's crazy, but that's the way of life. As you travel, you learn about all these little things that you wouldn't have thought about if you stayed at home. So yes, in that sense, you're able to do these things and learn along the way without you realizing that you're doing an intellectual type of hobby. And again, it doesn't take much. It just requires you to just do things, right? And I created this channel as a way for me to just practice doing things more and more. And I'm super happy that I'm actually applying this, even with this little chit chat situation that I have going on with this. It's helping me do things. It's helping me learn about myself. It's helping me learn about others. It's also helping me learn to be more creative and apply knowledge as I go. And it's super like, it's a hobby, whether you think about it or not. I'm learning things along the way as I'm recording and editing these videos and as I'm learning new information and sharing it with you guys. So that is another way that you can be intellectual within that specific category, whether it's a video that you're recording, editing, and things that you're teaching others or things that you're learning from your friends, your family, and different situations. It's several different ways that you can learn information. You just have to pay attention within your environment rather than scrolling through your phone and just getting a random dose of dopamine each and every single second. This brings me to the next category of a hobby, which is going to be well-being. Now, this is a massive umbrella that covers your physical health, basically. There are several different things that you can do to help you be well physically, right? Personally, this is my area that I thrive in. I love moving my body, as I said several times before within this channel. I don't know. It's just something that I personally really enjoy doing, especially when I feel like I'm stuck. When I go to the gym and I'm able to lift and move my body, I feel like I'm able to just get out of my head and really tune into the moment. And then that in turn helps me be creative and helps me, get the blood flowing within my brain, within my body, and all of that. And that is something that I want you to apply to your life as well. It doesn't have to be you lifting or anything like that. There are several different ways for you to be physically well. It just requires you to just get up and do something. So that can be maybe dancing, doing yoga, hiking, breath work, taking a walk outside, different ways that you're able to get off your couch, stop scrolling on your phone, and just move your body. You have one body your whole entire life, and you should appreciate the simple fact that you can move it, because there are certain people, a lot of people actually, that are not able to just move their bodies on a regular basis without certain things. And when you get old, you're like, oh my gosh, I should have moved my body, this and that. But the more you move it, the more naturally it flows with your body, right? Because the reality is, once you start doing something and you get that hit of dopamine, you want to do it over and over and over again. And connecting with nature in general, for me, I know is something that really, really helps me get that hit of dopamine, especially taking a simple walk outside, connecting with nature. I'm getting some fresh air. I'm getting that sun on my face. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for spring and summer to come back, y'all. Oh my gosh, that's when I thrive. Okay, but yeah, that is my way for me to take care of myself and be able to really hone in into the beauty of nature, because being able to see all the ways that nature is beautiful and doing all of these things that benefits me without me even realizing it really helps me be creative and appreciate everything around me. So find a way to move your body, find a way to be physically well. It doesn't have to be what social media is telling you. All of that, forget about it. Do what works for you. Find some activity that you personally enjoy. And once again, it doesn't have to be something extreme. You don't have to go in there thinking, I'm going to be the best fitness girl ever. Just try it. You never know what you're going to like. You never know what challenges may come along the way and things that you may learn about yourself along the way. So just try it. Me, I'm trying literally every single day to try to be the best version of myself ever, right? And I feel like the only way that I can achieve that is by challenging myself. So if you personally don't enjoy lifting, maybe try going to a Pilates class, maybe try going to a cycling class. I don't know. Whatever it is that you think you may enjoy, that is where it starts. Think about, what is it that would potentially make me happy right now? What is it that I personally enjoy? And if you're ever scared of doing anything in general, I'm sure there's a friend that you can reach out to that will be more than happy to just go along and discover things with you. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So just take your time and explore. And this leads me to the next category of a hobby, which is connection. This is where your friends, your family, and other people come in, where you're able to connect with them basically. This directly ties in with the physical aspect when I mentioned that you can bring a friend with you if you want to try something new, whether it's a workout class or a new challenge that you guys see on social media that you want to try. Different things, right? The whole point is for you to connect with others, because whether you realize it or not, your friends and your families and people around you that surround you really do affect your day to day. So if you have some friends who are constantly negative, of course that's going to affect you. But in that same aspect, if you have some friends who are always positive, that's going to affect you as well. So different things you can do within this category are just like maybe dinner parties, little meetups with your friends, taking walks outside with your friends. I personally love going out to restaurants and trying new foods with my girls. So, we make time to actually do that at least once a month. We may have an activity that we try to do for the first time, and then after we go get some food. In that same way, you can do the same exact thing with your friends or with your family, whichever works for you. You can also meet up for you to watch a show. I personally love, love, love watching a show or a movie. So that's one of the ways that I connect, whether it's with my boyfriend or my brother or some family members that personally enjoy that as well. I try my best to go to the movies I'd say at least once every 2 weeks or so, because I personally really enjoy watching a good show or a movie in general. So regardless of what it is, if somebody wants to go see it, I'll try my best to go ahead and tune in and, just get away from the rest of the world. And this is my moment to really tune into this, something that somebody else has created for me to enjoy. So that may look different for you, but regardless, the whole point is for you to bring others within your life that make you feel good, that bring a smile to your face, that can help you disconnect from the rest of the world. So don't be afraid to try to bring some new rituals forward, whether it's a book club, a little Friday dinner date that you have with your man, your girlfriend, whoever, It doesn't have to be something that's extravagant. You just have to do something small to start with. And then eventually, when you find that you enjoy those things, you'll be able to build more on them and, be free. And with that said, I want to let you guys know one of my favorite ways of finding things to do within my everyday life is by using Groupon. I started this year saying that I'm going to try different things. And that's one of the ways that I find different things for me to do around me. So all throughout the channel, you'll be able to see different things that I've bought for myself or for others that we just go and do together. Most of those things are through Groupon, because I never know if I'm really truly going to enjoy the things or not. So what I do is just go on Groupon, find something real quick that is going to be discounted, and then book it. And then I go ahead, try the activity, try the thing. And if I enjoy it, then I'll be able to repeat that and really invest within those things. And you can do the same exact thing with Groupon and use those, find different activities that you can do. You can set it by your zip code, your city, the state that you're in. And, when you're traveling as well, you can do the same exact thing. There are several different Groupons that you can find all around in different states for different activities, because obviously in different states you're able to do different things. So don't be shy. Use Groupon, okay? You can find different things to do on there. So for you to start a hobby, I want you to just think about what you personally enjoy, because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be something extravagant. Like I said before, you can just start where you're at and explore, right? Just remember that when you're first going into a hobby, you don't have to go with the mindset that you have to be perfect at this whatsoever. You could be the worst person to start at this hobby, but eventually, if you really do enjoy it and you keep showing up and keep showing up, you'll get better, obviously. But the whole purpose is for you to enjoy it. But I also want you to keep in mind these 4 different things when it comes to you developing a hobby. It starts with detachment. Like I mentioned all throughout this video, you have to be able to detach from the rest of the world, regardless of what it is that you're doing, because the whole point of the hobby is for you to get away from, the hustle and bustle of work and friends and family and all these things, and be able to pour back into yourself. So can this hobby help you detach from the rest of the world? And then the next thing is going to be for you to be able to relax doing this hobby. You don't want to go and do a hobby that's going to make you more anxious and more nervous, especially when you're already anxious and nervous and have all of these things going on around you, whether it's work, friends, family, and all the things, right? You want to be able to relax your mind, relax your body, and feel happy and get a hit of dopamine when you're doing these things. So can it help you relax? Then eventually, once you do it more and more, obviously you have to have interest in it, which you'll realize along the way some things are what's for you, some are not, and that's okay. But eventually you'll be able to build some type of mastery within the hobby, whether it's painting, and you eventually start getting better and better and better. And when you feel that you're getting better and better, you're getting more hits of dopamine within your body, which helps you feel better. So once again, it's helping you. It's helping you relax, and it's helping you build more confidence within yourself, whether you realize it or not. So can you build some mastery within this specific hobby? And then the last point is for you to have some type of control. And this simply means that you're building or feeling like you have some type of control when you're participating in this specific hobby. For instance, with reading, you have control of when you start, when you stop, what you learn, how long it takes for you to read the book, and all of those things. Same when it comes to moving your body. You can decide what type of activity that you're doing, and you control how fast you're going about the activity. So regardless of what the hobby is, you should feel like you have some type of control that will once again give you that hit of dopamine. It helps you feel good about yourself. It helps you feel good about what you're doing and how you're doing it. So that is it for the idea of building hobbies that help you get some type of benefits within your life, within your day, because every single day you're going about your life, and it can be repetitive and it can be super annoying to think that your life is passing you by. But having a hobby and something to really look forward to is definitely super important for you to take some time for yourself to pour back into yourself. As I mentioned before, self-love is super important, and developing some hobbies along the journey is really helpful. And I hope some of the examples that I gave you for the different categories of what you can do helps you along your journey of self-discovery and self-love. And remember that you don't have to start with the idea that you're going to turn your hobby into a side hustle. It's something that we really need to get out of our heads, because all of us are already handling so much. So it's no need to put that pressure on yourself. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, and if any of these resonated with you, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Let me know any activities or hobbies that you're hoping to develop in 2026, because me personally, I am trying each and every single thing that I can. I want to live my life to the fullest. I want to enjoy my life to the fullest. So regardless of what it is, as long as it's legal, I'm gonna try it, okay? So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, stay tuned for the next chit chat, and I'll see you next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for all videos to come. Until next time, bye.